I whittled down 5 wild card questions. And I know you're asking, why don't you make it Kevin 7 questions? I didn't do it. Why don't you make it Wild's wild card questions? Again, I didn't do it. But maybe if Gianna wants to go with some clever punny title, I'll turn a blind eye to it. Vegas currently has Matthew Stafford and Drake 1 and 2 for the MVP. The results come out February 5th. The votes are already in. Here's the question. I know it's a regular season award. Should we just wait a week for the MVP to come out? Just wait a week to vote on the MVP. It's regular season. I get it. A little bit like the speed limit. What's it say? 65? Let's go a little bit over it. Week 18, let's just look at the first playoff game. I just feel like we're in this big statistical battle between Stafford and Drake. And I had some great graphics. I debuted a great graphic on the show today. A lot of people say it was confusing. All I know is there was a bunch of little dots, and Drake May had the most impressive one. Do with it what you will. That being said, there's no statistical knockout blow. Every time you see a good one for Stafford, you see a good one for Drake. Every time you see a good one for Drake, you see a good one for Stafford. So can we just kind of go into overtime? Let's look at week 1 in the playoffs. If Stafford loses to Bryce and the Panthers, then he shouldn't win MVP. If Drake gets blown out, has a bad game against a playoff team because we're in the playoffs, are we going to publish this? Then he probably shouldn't win MVP. Okay? You want me to admit it? I admit it. If he plays poorly against a good Chargers defense, he probably shouldn't win MVP. I'm just saying, I want the guy to win MVP. I think it's impossible, but my goodness, that would give the cupcake schedule people a real shot of straight human growth hormone right into their veins, and we will be in trouble, Patriots Nation. Question number 2. Gosh darn it, I don't know why I'm being so negative. Is there a chance Justin Herbert lights up the Patriots? Here's the thing about the Patriots. We have the number 3 best offense. We have the number 4 best defense. This is like early Mike Tyson videos. They're shot on VHS. Mike Tyson so oftentimes he's wearing like blue shorts and a red tank top. Just a loose Hanes tank top. Going in there against old journeymen, old plumbers, and bricklayers. And he's knocking these guys out. He's also not being hit. A little bit like the Patriots. I'm very confident the offense can knock out other teams. I'm very confident that Josh McDaniels, who's breaking out plays from the Falcons Super Bowl, has stuff extra in his bag that he's waiting to debut for the playoffs. I am not wildly confident that the defense, which feasted on Quinn Ewers, Brady Cook for the Jets, Tua and Justin Fields weren't good for the Jets as starters, and we beat up on the backups. I'm very not nervous. I will concede the point that we haven't played a quarterback like Justin Herbert since we played Lamar, who moved the ball, and Josh Allen, who moved the ball. Can Justin Herbert move the ball? Maybe. Whole knock on Justin Herbert, no offensive line. We also don't get to the quarterback. That's why we have all this cap space. We should go out and get Max Crosby or have a Hail Mary to Myles Garrett. I've already seeded some Myles Garrett. Should ask out of Cleveland again since he wants to play for a winning team. Question number 3, Eagles hosting Brock. Jalen Hurts talking about his offensive coordinator, actually talking about being healthy for the playoffs because he didn't run too much.
Season just kind of going the way it has. The approach this year and how the games have been called with this coordinator, with Coach KP, it's just kind of going that way. And so I'm just kind of taking it in stride and try to give my best for whatever position I've been put in.
Yikes. That is not what you want to hear from a nice marriage. This reminds me of, Not going to mention anyone in particular. We have a lot of married friends. Go out to some dinner party. Just start taking shots at each other. Oh, that must be. What'd you get for Christmas? I bought my own presents. Like, oh, gosh, darn. Very in it for the kids vibes between Jalen and Kevin Patullo. Also odd, the last part of his quote, the position they've put me in. I think the actual quote is a little bit different. The position I've been put in, maybe. Either way, it feels like it's in direct conflict with the confident Jalen Hurts that says the offense is going to look the way Jalen Hurts wants it to look. Not only is it confident, also an excellent use of the third person. So Eagles, I hate to say it, still probably have the worst vibes just because all playoff teams have pretty good vibes. Someone's got to be in last place. It's probably the Eagles. Best vibes? Jags Bills Sunday at 1. Trevor and his Grills, home underdogs. Little choose your own adventure. Rank these if you're at home. Ready? Rank these 3 facts in order of playoff importance. Fact number 1. Trevor's on an 8-game winning streak. The last 4 wildcard teams to go into the playoffs with an 8-game winning streaks all won, and won pretty easily. 49ers put up 41 on Seattle. The 22 Bengals won 24-17. The 15 Chiefs, obviously, at Houston win 30-0. And the 2011 Saints put 45 up on the Detroit Lions. So that's Trevor. He should be right there. He should be team number 5. Fact number 2. Trevor was squatted by a woman at a bar. I think it was a team outing. I don't think he was just out there solo. Fact number 3. Trevor got grills from his teammates. And when we saw this video, we're like, oh, are they just making grills? And I'm not a grill expert. Okay? I don't know where the grill capital of America is. I always just give it to Houston because of Paul Wall. I'm not 100% sure. I'll tell you where it's not. Connecticut. So I'm not totally familiar. Florida might be the grill capital. I'm not sure. I just know it's not the states surrounding New Hampshire. So Trevor gets these grills, and I'm like, the grills seemed to fit and seemed really nice. And I'm like, well, are they, are they like Dracula fangs that you get in Halloween? They're kind of one size fits all. No. Then there's a whole story. If you can find it on Instagram, or Gianna will link it in the comments below, of his Clemson teammate called his wife called the doctor, the dentist. The dentist's like, sure, I'll email you the scans. I don't even know if you're allowed to do that. I'd rather not have my doctor emailing my scans. Like, wow, some real plaque there, Wilds. Regardless, the grills get made. Trevor's got them. The meme has come to life. The Jags are on fire. Everyone's celebrating. Vibes seem silly and are dismissed. A culture of caring, paramount to success. We have crossed over from these vibes are good to a culture of caring. Dave Hellman, friend of the show, perfect tweet. What I learned today is Trevor's got the gold standard of support system. If they're not seamlessly plotting to get your mouth measured for a surprise grill, keep looking. Perfect tweet. Number 5, a little bit of story time. Rams in Carolina. Cam Newton will be banging the keep pounding drum. That'll be great. Carolina and Bryce, 10-point underdogs. I am rooting for Bryce, out of control. The Wilds family is rooting for Bryce, out of control. Why, Wilds? Are you from North Carolina? No, I do root for Drake May and Michael Jordan and James Worthy. No, true story. Went to the ESPYs, and my son, who is not shy, realized all of his favorite athletes are at the ESPYs, and he's going to take the time. Again, he's 8 at the time, maybe 7. Take the time to go up and meet everybody. So he met Jalen Brown, he met Lamar, he met Bryce, and everybody's very kind and took a picture with him. So afterwards, I was like, I meanwhile was like in the rafters my kids are running around backstage with my wife. I said, Billy, who was the favorite person that you met? He's like, Bryce Young. He's like, oh, I love Bryce Young. Fast forward the next year to the Super Bowl when we're in New Orleans. Bryce was on, I think, with Colin. And he's walking out and we're walking into our set. And he had some free time. I wasn't bothering him. I was like, oh, Bryce, congratulations. He ended the season on a hot streak. Congratulations on how the season ended. Hope it's all well. Good to see you. And I just wanted to say, on a personal note, my son, Billy, met you at the ESPYs and said, out of everyone he met, you were his favorite and you were so nice to him. And Bryce is a nice guy. And he said, thank you for sharing that with me. Tell him I said hi. In not a way of like, you just tell him I said hi. In a real way, in like a real nice guy way. So I went home and told Billy, I was like, hey, guess who was in New Orleans? Bryce Young. And he told me specifically to tell you that he said hi. So we're rooting for Bryce out of control. He's a 10-point underdog. Here's the thing. So the question is, should you also be rooting for Bryce? The answer is yes, not only because it would deliver the MVP by my new rules to Drake May, but one, he's already beaten Matthew Stafford. And he played well. Like, oh, well, they won the turnover battle 3-0. Stafford had a pick 6. So be it. Bryce had 3 touchdowns, 206 yards. Like, he only threw the ball 15 times. So 15% of his throws were touchdowns. Bryce can get hot. 448 yards against Atlanta, 328 yards against Arizona, 266 against Tampa. He can get hot, and he's good at home. Meanwhile, this vaunted Rams defense, they were super hot. 20 points to the Cardinals, 27 points to the Falcons, giving up 27 points to the Falcons, 38 to Seattle, 34 to the Lions, another 17 to Arizona, which is basically like 35 to a quality team, and 31 to Carolina. Now, there were a few Matthew Stafford pick 6s mixed in there, so it's not all on the defense. But Carolina can get hot. Stafford can give the ball up. And the Carolina Panthers will keep pounding. It should not be 10-point underdogs. Those are the 5 big questions for Wild Card Weekend. Go Panthers. Keep pounding.